Hi John, question about Iga Świątek. Just before match Iga and Jessica Pegula, you said on your sport that there is gonna be surprise that Pegula is would gonna beat Iga. What made you to make such a prediction? Was it something about Iga's game in her last performances? And do you agree that in Iga's game lacks more variety than that if plan A doesn't work, there is no plan B.
Um, Iga's played a lot this year. You know, a lot of the players that played the Olympics are struggling, I think, physically and mentally. So I thought that was part of it. Jessica didn't play, and she was able to get on that run on the hard courts. And she's more natural, like her game or flatter ball is a little more natural on the hard courts. But to me, the reason that Iga's struggling to me is that she doesn't seem, for someone who's won the French and is, you know, arguably the best clay court player that I've seen in 10, 15 years of the women, she doesn't seem to want to play defense at all, you know, and I think at times she should pull back, you know, when her offense isn't, you know, going as well as it normally is on clay. She seems to keep trying to hit out, which is somewhat surprising for someone who, you know, prefers a slower surface. So I'm a little surprised that she's sort of either been unwilling or unable to make adjustments, but that's why I thought I don't know if it's because she's stubborn. I don't know if she just doesn't feel like she's moving well enough or the confidence. I mean, to me, if you saw Iga Świątek digging in and playing defense, that would be a hard, you know, mentally to overcome. So I'm a little surprised she hasn't made that adjustment, but I mean, she's still young. So, and she's, you know, she knows she's capable of winning on hard court. She won it a couple of years ago. So hopefully she'll add a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable also at net.
Recently, Iga complained a lot about schedule, and she said that she feels tired because of this schedule. But ask after the defeat with Pegula if she's gonna to make some longer break and maybe skip Asian swing. She said no, that she's not gonna plan anything like that. That she's gonna to play in every mandatory tournament. Do you think it's a good decision? Maybe she needs more vacation, more rest, more training.
I'm not close enough to, you know, her head and her team to know what's best for her. So I can't answer that. To me, the Olympics throws like a curveball for everybody, especially you go from clay to grass to clay, then you have to come right to the hard courts. It's a lot to ask for the players that are trying to win medals. And, you know, it's so important for Iga to win a medal for Poland. So she put a lot of effort into that. A lot of players, you look at the men, you know, the guys, all the men that, you know, won the medals lost early. It takes a lot out of you. So I would be careful. I don't know how many events she's, you know, scheduled to play, but some of it may have to do with, you know, bonuses and, you know, money with contracts. I don't know the details. So she probably feels maybe some pressure to play, but at some point she needs to, you know, get away and appreciate, you know, how much she's already done. I'm sure she does that. She has got her sports psychologist traveling with her all the time and realize that she's had an amazing career and that she can, you know, get better and that she will get better. And, it'll, you know, she's going to be a threat for years to come. She's had, you know, she's got a lot to be proud about.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin, good to see you again.
Hi, John. Feels like a long time since we said goodbye to Djokovic and Alcaraz, but just looking at Novak, he's got basically 4 months now to the Australian Open, and he's shown that he's a little bit struggling for motivation. What do you think we can expect from him next year? Do you see a major for him next year?
You know, that's difficult to say. You never want to count him out. This would certainly be the first time where you could say with some seriousness that you start to wonder if he's going to win again because of, you know, sort of, he's got his family. He's got, I mean, you mentioned the word motivation. You know, how long can this guy keep motivated? You know, and then he won the Olympic gold. And I'm amazed that he's kept it this long, actually. So I would be surprised I'm sort of be surprised either way. If he doesn't win it, you sort of be like, wow, God, he won 3 of the 4 last year. And now we're saying he'll never win it again. And then I would sort of be surprised in a way if he did, because he's, his age, it's at some point, that catches up to you. And then you lose a little bit of that fear factor with some of the guys. And then guys that didn't think they had a chance feel like they have a chance. And that whole thing changes. And then it makes it a much tougher. And that's sort of what he's facing right now. So it will be interesting to see if he's able to, pull it off. But I do think he'll try to find that motivation to get, number 25.
I was wondering, with Sabalenka's power game she showed during these matches, how would you imagine a match today against her and with her against Serena Williams at her best? Who would
I think
won?
Serena Williams, obviously, obviously, those are 2 of the biggest hitters that ever played in the women's game. But I think Sabalenka has really improved their movement. But I don't think at both their best she was as athletic as Serena. And but she's getting closer. So I have a lot of respect for her because I think she's really maximized what she can do on the court, and that's why she's finally winning majors and contending in almost every major. So. I mean, she's the favorite to win this at this point, but anyone could win it, but she's the most likely candidate right now.
We've had a question from someone who couldn't make it, just picking up on Karolina Muchova's success at this tournament. I know she's had her injuries, obviously, this year, but her playing style is incredible. It's been compared to Roger Federer's at times, but her movement around the court is incredible. But what would you say her biggest strength is?
I think her biggest strength is her variety, and I think, but also mentally, I think, if you think about everything she's gone through, physically, and to still come out the other end and keep a positive attitude, I think that shows you what she's made of. But she's the best, to me, the most skilled volleyer in the game, the women's game. So if I had to pick one thing, I'd be that. But to me, it's also her smarts. She just has a sense of how to keep an opponent off balance, and there's no shot to me that she can't hit. She's a tall girl. She can bring some power. She can bring the touch. She's just very crafty. Very, Paolini, is a similar style, but you're talking someone a lot smaller. So that's why I think that matchup that day was pretty one-sided. But those 2 are 2 of the best volleyers in the game. And I think that's, what she brings to the table. She's a great athlete, and just hope she stays healthy.